It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao. Some stories are watching this Friday, the weekend, August 21. A total of 88 areas across the Philippines are now under a state of calamity. That's due to the effects of recent tropical cyclones and southwest monsoon or the Habagat rains. Among the hardest hit provinces by the floodings are Dagupan City, Pangasinan, Bataan, Bulacan, Pampanga, Zambales, Rizal, Cavite, and Batangas. The declaration will allow affected areas to access emergency funds and other government assistance for their recovery efforts.
Another oil price hike is expected next week. After 4 trading days, diesel prices are projected to increase by up to 2 pesos 25 centavos per liter. Gasoline prices are also expected to get more expensive by a peso and 50 cents a liter. The possible hike is still attributed to the ongoing tensions in the Middle East and Iran, and the Energy Department will announce the final price adjustments by Monday next week, taking effect the next day, Tuesday, August 25th.
Senator Ping Lacson says he will file a bill seeking heavier penalties for those who induce or force others to commit perjury. This follows the recantation of Orly Guteza, who withdrew his allegation of delivering cash or maletas to former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Lacson said RA 11594 already increased the penalty for perjury but called for stronger sanctions against subornation of perjury. He also said Guteza's recantation does not necessarily weaken the cases against those implicated in the flood control scandal.
The Philippines is marking the 43rd death anniversary of former Senator Ninoy Aquino. Members of the Aquino family visited the NAIA Terminal 1 to view a marker dedicated to the former opposition leader. The marker was recently relocated to the arrival area facing the new Terminal 1 facade. In a statement, President Bongbong Marcos said Ninoy's memory reminds Filipinos of the courage to stand by their convictions. As for her message today, Vice President Sara Duterte did not mention Ninoy Aquino Day, but the International Day of Remembrance and Tribute to the Victims of Terrorism. Duterte said remembrance should go beyond ceremonies, calling for concrete action on justice, policy enforcement, and comprehensive rehabilitation. The Department of Education has ordered schools nationwide to hold a simultaneous safety drill on August 25th to simulate responses to active attack incidents. Schools are expected to review security measures, evacuation routes, emergency communication procedures, and family reunification areas. DepEd says the directive was issued in response to the increasing occurrence of active shooting and other attacks affecting schools and communities worldwide. The department also reminded schools that the exercise must be age-appropriate, trauma-informed, and conducted in a way that does not cause harm. Well, just to remind everyone, StoryCon is airing on Signal Channel 8 and 250 HD. We are also being live streamed on One News's Facebook and YouTube pages, and also heard simultaneously on True FM 105.9.
Channel 250 po kung gusto nyo makita kami in high definition.
Pero you really don't need to because there's not much to see. So makinig na lang kayo sa
I know
radyo.
what's coming. Anyway, joining us today, Sorcon's poker face talaga Sorcon's resident political
Tumawa
papa,
ka naman.
Mr. Rol Llamas.
Gusto ko kasi makita yung sarili ko in high definition.
Paki-zoom in nga, Derek. Let's zoom into the facade. See if you like the high definition.
Parang kanina nung binanggit ni Ed yung mga probinsya, iba yung emphasis niya, may certain
Sa Bulacan.
sa Bulacan. Napansin mo rin, ha?
Wala naman. Ikaw naman, malisyoso ka naman eh.
Oo,
ano?
Kaka-start pa lang natin, ginagalit niyo na ako.
Teka, may isa pa tayong kasama. May isa tayong kasamang tito.
Uy!
Ayan mukhang
Why is
busog
everyone in blue?
Absent ba si Juan? Si Ami?
Wala ata eh.
Long weekend eh.
Oo. Pero ito, mukhang...
Si birthday boy!
Oo.
Manny Mogato.
Ang
Oy,
ating
thank you.
One News Defense Editor, si Mr. Manuel Oily Lips Mogato.
Parang nakakuha na.
Thank you, thank
Bakit
you.
parang fuzzy yung video niya?
Hindi, ganyan rin siya niya. Yes, that effect on,
Just becomes
on
fuzzy.
cameras.
Ay, hindi siya HD.
Hindi siya HD.
Mogs, mag-HD ka na.
Kailangan baguhin yung ko, yung laptop.
Uy, paparinig ko. Paparinig.
Oo. Kamusta ba yung aking BP-elect?
Bibili.
Aba,
Naboto na ba kayo?
Bro,
Naboto na ba kayo? Wala pang eleksyon, napaka-presumido mo naman.
Oh, by the way,
Destiny ang tawag
we
doon.
don't have Philstar Editor-in-Chief Amy Pamintuan today.
Bigla kayong, Anghel dumaan bigla.
I don't know. There's nothing to talk about. What is there to talk about? Ano pag-usapan na?
Wala
You know,
naman.
I was at a party before I came here. And yung si Manong waiter was telling me he watches Storycon every day kasi daw nakakatawa daw yung interactions natin. I mean, of course, I said thank you, pero hindi ko na-gets yung...
Hindi mo kinontra?
Hindi, because in my head, parang, ano yung nakakatawa sa atin? Sa interactions natin.
Natatawa kayo eh.
Principal talaga. Ayaw aminin na tumatawa sa classroom.
Hindi, that's just for the audience. Kunyari, tawa-tawa tayo.
Kita mo yung sura niya. Kita mo yung bigla ng laki mata eh. Yun ang reaction, no?
But he said, yeah, he says we apparently
sige,
are very
sige.
funny daw, yung interactions daw natin. Nagulat lang ako because napakaseryosong mga balita ang tinatakal natin, di ba?
Oh, seryoso naman tayo. Seryoso rin naman kami ah.
Yeah, we're very serious people.
Oo.
Di ba?
maganda lang chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry.
I would not go so far.
Pero
Anyway,
naman, Mogs, wala ganyan. Muntik ka na mabugay yung tubig eh.
I would not go so far. Please lang. But yeah.
Si Bertie
Salamat,
Boy.
salamat sa mga nakikinig sa radyo and also of course the ones tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on the TV.
Chemistry talaga, ginamit yung kataga eh. Oh.
Ayan.
Para ba yung nitroglycerin, yung explosive
Oo nga.
chemistry, ganun?
Oo.
This is more like ano yung combustible? Hydrogen and
Magnesium and water.
oh yun, parang ako yung water, siya yung magnesium.
Oh, di ba? Oh, ayaw, no. You're a rare metal.
Toxic talaga eh.
Also toxic metal.
Toxic talaga eh. No?
You're also a toxic
Di ba,
metal.
hydrogen peroxide?
Hindi naman ano yung
Di ba sa
hydroxinado lang yun eh.
Sa sugat yun.
Oo. Although that's only 3% or 2%. Pero yung heavily concentrated hydrogen peroxide is used for rockets eh. So
Kaya siguro tayo na-nominate sa FAMAS, no? Dahil
Comedy pala.
Comedy eh,
Oo.
di ba?
Because that's what everyone keeps saying, nakakatawa daw yung interactions na.
ano pag si Manny Mogato, horror yun.
Bakit horror?
Horror, ka?
hindi na ako imig. Bahala kayo magpaliwanag. Sige.
Hindi ba? Makita mo yung ganyang itsura ni Mog
Ano
sa
kung mahiya na tayo?
madilim na eskinita. Hindi ka ba ninervisen? Yung madilim na eskinita.
Tapos yung ganyan tawa.
Tapos
ganyan yung tawa.
Ganyan
Ganyan
yung,
may tawa.
diba?
Isipin mo sa
Uy,
salubong
wag
tapos.
yung ganun yung...
Uy, ano ka ba? Let's not body shame anyone.
Oo nga. Huwag ko
Kayo
niyo babati
talaga.
shame yung aking vice president.
Elect.
Elect.
Baka may maniwala that you're running.
Elect na.
Oo.
Wala pang eleksyon, di ba?
Pero himala, hindi nagmumukbang si Mogs dito ah. Ano pag nagpa-podcast kami, tumitira yan ng Skyflakes.
Huwag naman Skyflix. Actually, Mogs, hinihintay namin yung pang-birthday mo dapat ngayong araw. Napag-grab ka na ba?
Nung isang araw pa yung birthday niya.
Oo nga, wala. Ibang time zone niya eh.
Hindi, tinatanungan niya kung...
Happy birthday, Mogs. And happy birthday, Otto, my daughter's
Thank you.
classmate.
Hoy,
Alam ko.
happy birthday.
Alam ko si Mayor Joy ang bahala doon sa
That's because
Sa birthday ko
QC day naman yun.
Wala
Iba
tayo sa QC
yun.
eh.
Ah,
Wala tayo sa QC, wala ka sa QC. So,
But anyways, today we're talking about, well, where were you on August 21, 1983? Ikaw, nasaan ka nun?
ito malamang instigating.
Nasa Kamarin. Nasa Kamarin ako.
Caloocan.
Caloocan. No, dahil doon ako naka-assign to organize trade unions. Quirino Highway at saka Camarin, yung anong kalsada ron. Dati, kwan lang yan, lupa lang eh. Ngayon, kwan na, puro subdivision eh. Ayan, doon ko lang unang nabalitaan yan.
How?
Tapos,
May
rally
tumawag
kagad
sa'yo?
Ha?
How?
Sa radyo.
Sa radyo.
Tapos, organize kagad ng mga rallies.
Wala pang cellphone nun. Hindi ka manatawagan basta.
Ayaw nga pala. 1983.
Radyo lang yan, radyo.
Yeah.
Doon ako nakatira for 5 years sa Camarin. Yung urban poor area ron. Meron kaming HQ ron. Doon din ako kinasal noon. 86.
Ikaw, Mogs, you covered it, no?
Ay, ako, very memorable sa akin yung August 21, 1983. Kasi yan yung day na binigyan ako ng press ID. Yung where I started as a reporter, no, sa press journal. So yun yung day na unang press card ko binigay. Kaya tuwan-tuwa ako nung umaga. Tapos nung hapon na, ayun, nagkakaroon na.
Diyan din, Mogs, diyan din nagsimula yung mga lakbayan. Yung mga habang mga marcha. No? Yung mga marcha, hindi yung marcha between Etcha Shrine papunta ng People Power Monument. Yung mga marcha niyan, talagang
Pati,
ilang oras yan. Oo, ilang oras yung marcha yan.
pero ang ano ko lang, ang regret ko lang during those time, hindi ako nakapunta dun sa Burol.
Sa Burol, sa Times.
Oo.
Yan,
Kasi
sa Santo Domingo.
pinagbawa lang kami.
Because?
Pinagbawa lang kami. Oo, sabi, huwag kayong pupunta riyan kasi may mga mata si First Lady, Imelda. Picturean ka, makita ka. Matakal ka sa Kasi ako propaganda writer ako ni Imelda Marcos eh.
At that time?
At the time, 1983. First job ko.
Ano nga ba yung Times, sino may Times Journal? Si Benedicto ba?
Hindi, si Kokoy.
Cocoy Romualdez?
Oo, Juandes.
So, hindi ka nakapunta?
Hindi, bawal Bawal kami. Hindi kami makalapit.
Ikaw, didn't you go to the airport?
No.
Hindi ka sumugod?
Estudyante ako.
Estudyante pa
First
lang
year
noon.
college ako noon.
Estudyante pa lang siya.
May makatingin ka. I was on my third month in
It was just-
first year college in UP.
was
And,
just-
and the truth is, I remember kasi I was watching TV, tapos biglang nag-crawl dun sa babae. Alam mo yung crawl? Yung may...
Yung ticker.
We call it ticker now.
Dapat.
What did we call it before? Yung Benigno Aquino
Shot.
Jr. was shot the Manila International Airport today. Ganun.
Oh yeah, dati Mia pa siya.
Ganun lang. At that time, I was still loyalist. So, you wouldn't expect me to go to the...
At that time, ibig sabihin ngayon, hindi na.
Nag-iba na siya eh. Lumipat na siya.
Pero nakakatuwa, nakakabusog ng puso yan eh. Dahil dati kasi, before 83, ang dami na yung mga rally. Kayo-kayo lang. Dito, lumalabas
Nag-galvanize yung
sa kalsada yung mga tao. Tapos may nagbibigay ng sandwiches, may nagbibigay ng tubig habang nagmamarcha kayo. Dati walang ganun ha. Iba yung yung pag-catalyze ng 83. Talagang, kakampi mo yung tao. No? Na dati, para kayong isolated. No? Kayo-kayo lang, mga kaliwa
But it
lang.
took another 3 years to for people power, for EDSA people power, tsaka to topple the Marcos dictatorship.
Kasi it's hard naman to topple a dictatorship with just
And even then, di naman nila alam
Combination
na
ng-
yun yung culmination.
Hindi, tsaka combination ng maraming factors yun. Nagkasakit si
FM.
FM, tapos nag-take over yung asawa at saka yung general, tapos kumuho yung economy at that time, di ba? Tapos nagkaroon ng division within the armed forces. Yun yung mga crucial elements.
Bitaw yung RAM.
Tapos nagkaroon ng critical moment doon sa 85 elections.
Yeah.
No, so, Confluence of a lot
Confluence
of events. Oh, hindi siya
It wasn't just the one thing.
one
Hindi yung
trigger.
pagbaril kay Ninoy. Although, of course, that started mass protests as well.
Nagtanda ko nung yung funeral procession ni Ninoy going to Parañaque. Although I wasn't there, pero I remember the next day yung lumabas sa dyaryo, hindi yung tungkol sa milyon-milyong lumabas eh.
Sa amin, sa People's Journal, nasabi, ang headline namin, tinamaan ng kidlat.
Tinamaan ng kidlat, tatlo patay, parang gano'n. Habang nag-rally, may tinamaan ng kidlat, tatlo patay.
Bakit ganun?
Because it was a crony newspaper.
No, explain it to the viewers who don't remember this history anymore, right?
Noong panahon yun kasi yung mga dyaryo noon ay kontrolado, of course, ng Marcos cronies. So, klarong-klaro kung ano yung misyon. Play down yung nangyayari at and try to look for angles kung saan magmumukhang masama, hindi maganda.
So, tinamaan ng kidlat yung mga
Oh,
rallies.
yung mga nag-rally, tinamaan ng kidlat, tatlo patay. Yun ang angulo. Pero ang nabasa ko book nun, tempo.
Hindi, ganun din kami sa People's Journal. Kasi
So,
People's
pareho ka
Journal
na
na
nagkopya kayo.
Pinapaano pa yun? Pinapa-approve. Somebody checks it.
Oo.
Oh.
Walang headline nun na hindi dumadaan sa sensor.
Pero ang taas ng energy nun ng enthusiasm, na naglunsad pa kayo ng civil disobedience, yung mga boycott, yung mga produkto ng mga companies na
San
hawak
Miguel.
ng mga cronies, no? Yung mga ganyan. Tapos, parang walang araw na lumipas na walang demonstration. No? Talagang puro rally nun. No? Tapos, ang daming kanon, ang daming mga bagong leaders na nagsusulputan na hindi mo mga kilala.
Yeah.
Saan ang galing to? Coming out of the woodwork no? Itong mga to.
Pero parang
Yung mga rally ron, Ronald, violent eh. May mga tear gas, may mga paluan, di ba?
Oo.
Oo.
Kailangan nakahanda yung t-shirt na basa para hahawakin yung tear gas, ibabato, pabalik. No, yung ganyan, no? Paano yung tear gas talaga?
May mga hacks talaga eh.
Hindi, nasusunog yung balat mo eh. Ganun
of
yung
course.
pakiramdam mo eh. Ito, ang Tagalasal, hindi pa nakaranas ng tear gas to eh. No?
Admittedly, hindi pa. That's true. That's true. True.
Tapos bobombahin ka ng tubig galing sa ilog Pasig.
may galing sa estero.
Sa bumbero naman yun, sa bumbero.
Oo, naalala mo
So,
nun, Mom?
Yan ang toxic eh, no?
Oo, pag yung dispersal, parang nasusunog yung balat mo, nagpapanik ka, takbo ka doon sa kwan eh. Sa mga bubong ng kotse, doon ka tumatakbo eh, dahil barado eh. Barado yung maliliit na daanan eh, no? Talagang,
Ang lakas pa naman ng hose.
tsaka ang baho.
Bubuwal ka dun eh.
Yung iba may kulay. So, talagang mahuhuli ka eh, dahil may kulay.
May amoy pa, I'm sure.
May kulay eh. Those were the days.
Ako naranasan ko matirigas sa liwasan. Kasi nandun kami sa likod ng pulis. Tinira ng pulis yung tear gas. Ang nangyari, yung hangin, bumalik. Sa amin punta yung tear gas. Kaya lahat ng nasa palamig, sa gilid, tumbahan yun. Dahil kailangan mo sa tubig eh.
Ang problema, kahit maglagay ka kasi ng tubig, hindi nawawala yung epekto ng tear gas.
Tear gas? Ay, actually, dapat hindi tubig eh. Kasi kakalat lalo sa mata mo eh.
Oo. Kaya,
It doesn't help if you use
kaya
water.
hindi mo
In
alam
fact,
anong
it makes it
gagawin
worse.
mo. Lagay ka ng tubig, lalo umiinit. Ganyan. Hindi mo alam. Mga batang-bata pa kayo nun eh. Hindi pa kayo sanay sa mga tear gas eh, di ba?
Oo.
Yung tubig, what you can do is you can try to flush the tear gas from your eyeballs. But you don't wash your face and rub it. with
You don't
your
rub
hands.
it.
Kasi
Period.
hindi lalong dumidiin eh. Mahapdi. Tsaka ang hirap huminga.
Saka sa UST noon, yung mga fraternities like Tau Gamma Pi, required silang sumama sa rally. Pag hindi sumama sa rally, paddle.
Totoo yan?
Dahil yung leadership noon, na-recruit namin eh. Nung 80-81.
We're trying to download some pictures of the front page newspapers at that time, 43 years ago. Daily Express, wala rin Daily Express. Just said simply Aquino shot dead. Kaya lang there's also an item on FM forms commission to probe Ninoy's slay.
Agrava commission yan.
Agraba.
Agrava commission.
Pumunta pa kami noon sa Santo Domingo eh. Yung damit ni Ninoy nakalagay doon. Hindi nilinis. Yung may dugo. No? Tsaka siya. Nandun siya. Doon ko first time nakita si Cory. Santo Domingo. Haba ng pila noon. No? Haba ng pila.
Kilala mo na si Noy Noy din?
Hindi.
Hindi pa.
Hindi.
You know, I think came later eh.
Oo.
Kasi he was before, he was
Pero okay
pretty
na siya,
quiet
no?
naman. Tahimik naman siya.
Graduate na siya noon.
Oh, okay yung ano. I see.
Pakita
Oh, we
namin.
haven't downloaded.
But we're trying to show the
Pero
newspapers.
tingnan mo yung ano, yung lower fold ng Daily Express, oh. Silt slowly killing Laguna Lake. 83 pa yan.
Ang
Babalik
kadyanan
na
ako
naman
nun
tayo.
Daily Express, Times Journal, tsaka Bulletin.
83 pa yan.
Post. So, apat
Some
lang.
things never change.
Pero dyan na nagsimula yung kwan, di ba? Mga mosquito, kwan?
Mosquito
Mosquito
press.
press.
Mosquito press, di ba?
Malaya, tsaka Mr. and Miss.
Mr. and Miss, Malaya,
Yeah.
Radio Veritas, yung Radio Bandido, di ba?
The mosquito press.
Yun yung mga simula eh.
Yan, who is Rolly?
Who is Rolly nga ba?
Rolly Galman. The alleged gunman.
Imagine hanggang
in
ngayon,
1997.
wala pang tuldok kung sino yung pumatay.
Si, si
ngayon,
Rolly. I mean, kung sino yung nagutos.
Oh, sino
Yeah.
na Hindi, mismo yung bumaril eh. Dahil wala namang katibayan na si Galman yung pumaril eh. Parang fall guy siya eh.
Was he? Akala ko ba siya?
Parang gano'n, parang tinapon siya ron. Parang siya yung pagbintangan. Kaya yung nakulong mga absicom eh. Di ba? Tagal nakulong ng mga absicom.
Oo.
Eventually, pinalaya eh.
Oh,
Tapos si
dahil
Martinez,
sa ano, sila yung narinig sa aeroplano na sila, di ba?
Tapos si Sergeant Martinez gave a series of interviews to the Philippine Daily Inquirer. I remember that, Mogs. I'm trying to recall lang what exactly he said eh. Pero clearly dun sa interview niya with the Inquirer, sinasabi niya na si Galman was part of their group. Remember that?
Oo, pero hindi ko alam kung totoo eh.
Hindi ko lang alam kung, I don't remember lang kung sinong tinuro ni Martinez na gunman. I think ang tinuro ni Martinez na gunman si Galman eh. But I don't recall. I better check that. Pero nga, if I remember correctly, si Sergeant Martinez was saying that they were interacting earlier with Galman. In other words, he was part of their plan.
Naalala ko nung Senador si Pinoy, usap kami yan eh. Sabi ko, boss, kung tatay ko yan, habang buhay, ilalaan ko para hanapin lang yung nag-utos saka yung tumira. No? Si Pinoy kasi may pagka-forgiving yan eh. No? Yun yung sabi ko,
I mean,
Senador siya noon, nung nag-usap kami. Sabi ko, hindi pwedeng ko. Sabi ko, hindi pwedeng...
it's hard because you mean
Very
investigahan
open
and
eh.
find the evidence kung sino yung
Yeah.
nag-utos.
Yeah, it happened daylight.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Malinaw naman kung sino yung usual suspects,
Yes,
di ba?
correct.
Di naman
Everybody knows
di
naman
karami
sino yung
yun, di ba?
suspects, yeah.
Naging presidente yung widow. Diba? Eventually, naging presidente yung anak. Tapos hanggang ngayon, walang closure. Ayun yung...
Okay, here the
Yan, who is Rolly?
newspapers, courtesy of our One News co-anchor, Lourdes de Vera.
Oh, yung mga
Ayun.
byline, si Chris Sardenia, yung dati kong boss.
Which one is this? Hindi ko mabasa. FM forms commission. We like to form commissions to investigate wrongdoing, no?
Take a look at the byline. So that's Chris Sardenia, my old boss, and Yvonne Chua, who now of Vera Files and now with the UP College of Mass Communications. Dati also of PCIJ. Si Chi Liquisha. Si Chi, di ba? Mog, si Chi, ano?
Reuters.
Reuters, so. Rosario
Reuters yan.
Liquisha. Mga old-timers.
5.5 million, so 500,000 peso reward offered for info on Ninoy's shooting. I wonder if anybody took that up.
Wala.
That's big money back then, ah. Malaki-laki na yun.
Oo naman. 1 million lang, malaki na eh. 1983. Ang alam ko, ang monthly salary nung 1983 is 700 pesos.
700. Yeah, so
Pesos.
500,000, malaki na yun.
So, monthly yan.
Sino tong mga members of the commission? Fernando, Antonio, Concepcion, Santos, and Martin.
But-
Roberto Concepcion, naging congressman yun eventually eh. Roberto Martin, Guillermo Santos, Felix Antonio. The rest, I'm not really sure.
But so wala din closure kahit may commission. The
Yes.
commission never...
Actually, kaya nga na-trigger yung people power dahil nga walang closure. Di ba? Pero kahit bumagsak na yung dictatorship noon, wala pa rin closure.
Yeah.
40 years hence, wala pa rin
Wala pa rin
closure.
tayo closure.
Diba?
And
Then, during that time, ang suspecha si Fabian Ver. Kaya sa suspend, di ba? Kaya nag-acting Armed Forces Chief of Staff si Fidel Ramos. Pero yung Agrava Commission, parang pinawalang sala si Fabian Ver. Kaya binalik siya sa pwesto. Kaya lalong nagalit yung mga tao.
Tingming isang headline, no? Batasan o case 59.5 billion budget.
let's
Pero
look at the other. Tingnan natin yung Aquino shot dead.
Nakatulong din kasi Mogs nung panahon na yan, yung economy nagde-deteriorate, di ba?
Oo.
Kaya siguro
Okay.
kung hindi naman gutom yung mga tao, baka nabawasan yung...
Look at this story, Aquino shot dead. The story above it says, Marcos will track down those responsible. So,
Pero
parang...
that time, alam ko si Marcos may sakit na eh.
Oh.
pero
I mean, you could take that headline and use it today. Not in terms of the killing, but in terms of the flood control scandal, for example, di ba? Marcos will track down those responsible. Nag-full circle tayo.
Kaya yung ganyang klaseng impunity na yung main suspect ang mismong nag-iimbestiga, malaking factor para ma-trigger eventually yung pagbagsak ng dictatorship.
There's at the bottom of that page, there's a sliver of an article saying, "Killing won't affect Reagan trip to RP, to the Republic of the Philippines." This is Ronald Reagan. Not only did it not affect it, but tinulungan pa nila in the end.
Tsaka before nung...
Si former President Ferdinand Marcos
Yes.
to escape.
Si Vice President George Bush nga pumunta ron eh. Tinose pa si Marcos as an icon of democracy in Asia. Yun yung kwento nun. Yan din yung isa ring significant dyan, yung assassination ni Ninoy, yung mga nag-aaway-aaway ng mga forces sa kaliwa, sa kanan, no, nagsimulang mag-unite. No? Diyan nangyari yun. Na dati hindi nag-uusap yan. Baka nagpapatayan pa eh. Yung mga forces na yan.
So, it
Sock
really
them,
galvanized.
not them, leave them. No? Lahat yan, hindi na magkakaaway yan. After 83, nagsimula na sila mag-usap to unite. Yun yung isang variable dyan.
So, yun yung unang version ng Uniteam. What else is here?
Actually, noong 85, muntik na makabuo ng United Front na tinatawag. 4 political forces nagsama-sama for 2 days. No? For 2 days para mag-unite. Nung second day, nag-collapse.
Why?
Dahil yung isang grupo, gusto nila, sila yung in control. Sila yung magpapatakbo. So, siyempre, yung 4 na grupo, yung Independents, yung Social Democrats,
Sinong
yung
grupo
Liberal
yun?
Democrats, no? Yung mga National Democrats. Panahon na yun. Kaya, hindi natuloy. Yan yung original bayan, ang tawag nun.
Yung bago dyan sa Makabayan.
Oo.
And eventually, nung nag-people power, nung election, they opted to
Boycott.
boycott.
Oo.
Election pala, not people power.
Kaya,
February
very
7,
cool.
Top election yan.
Oo.
Top election nung 86.
Yeah. Feb 7, 1986. I was poll watcher.
Kaya di ba, Mogs, very colorful yan eh. Yung mga pangyayari, yung mga personalities, di ba? Sa bagay, ngayon naman, colorful pa rin. No?
Wonderful pa rin. And I also
Yeah,
wonder whether we learned anything from the past.
Hindi, meron.
Pero nung top election, nasa ano na ako, Manila Times, yung kay process na dyaryo, 1986.
Hindi, colorful din ngayon. Nalaman natin yung problema ay high tide. Tsaka climate change.
Saka basura.
Oo. Dami natin natututunan. Ikaw, wala ka ba natututunan?
Viewing Ninoy's body, I think sa sa Fort Bonifacio to, no? Isa morgue. Oh, we moved on eh. Yung photo.
Yeah.
On
The photo we were
the
showing earlier.
Batasan, OK's 59.5 billion peso budget. It's very nostalgic, 59.5 billion peso budget, 43 years ago.
Ngayon, ano lang yan? Sa local government,
Yeah.
financial support plan.
Sa halos LGSF, local government LGSF lang yun, tsaka AIX or MAIFIP.
Wala pang PDIC ko yun yung sosole. Diba?
Kasi yung mga magkano dyaryo,
Staggered pa
75
yun.
centavos in Metro Manila.
Yan,
Direk, can you show the photo? Yung the one that you showed earlier. The photo. Yung picture, hindi yan. I think that's the one. I think this was in Fort Bonifacio where the remains were brought. Being viewed by Juan Poncenrile.
Naka-scope dyan si Bobby Coloma.
Ay, naging Reuters eventually.
Sinundan niya sa Fort Bonifacio eh. Oo. Nasa ano siya noon, Advance Press, si Bobby Coloma.
naalala mo, Mog, si Bonnie Gallego?
Oh, si Bonnie.
Oo.
Diyan, kasama ko siya yan, ng panahon na yan eh. No? Dati siyang...
Dati sundalo yun.
Dating intelligence officer na tapos naging congressman. No? Matalino. Nung ini-interrogate niya yung mga rebelde, na-convert siya. Namulat siya dahil dun sa kwan. Kaya naging very progressive congressman yan.
Yeah.
No? Anti-US bases, etc.
Bonifacio Gallego.
Anti-dictatorship.
Bonifacio
etc.,
Gallego.
etc.. Very interesting guy. Kasama ko yan pag nag-organize ako ng mga peasants sa Baler at sa Aurora. No? Sa prelature ni Bishop Labayen. No?
Pero sa Cavite,
Yun yung pala yun. Oo, iba ron. Si Congressman Bonnie Gallego.
Kasi Bonnie died in the late 90s ata eh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sayang eh.
Pero yun nga, yan yung mga dapat hindi makalimutan ng mga bata. Yung mga unknown heroes yung panahon na yan.
I don't think a lot of people still remember.
Oh, we have more photos.
The Agrava Fact-Finding Board. Pakita natin yung... no, this is the Mr. and Miss magazine that Manny was talking about.
Ang daming ni Lourdes. Ang dami niyang archive
Artifacts.
Oh,
Meron pa. So, yung Agrava Fact-Finding Board at a glance was created
Mr.
by
Miss.
Presidential Decree 1886. And,
Pero nung panahon na yan, walang naniwala dyan.
Because?
Dahil nga, yung main suspect
Oo.
ang nagtayo.
so kaya nga. So, this is... Naalala ko tuloy yung ICI. Huh?
Ang sabi mo, Mogs?
Na-whitewash yung investigation.
Oh, yung mga members ng board, si Justice Corazon Agrava, Amado Dizon, Ernesto Herrera, si Boy Herrera, Luciano Salazar at Dante Santos. Members ng legal panel, Andres Narabasa, Francisco Villa, later ombudsman, tatay ni Chari, Mario O. Kiko, he would go on to handle several high-profile
Si
cases.
Andres Narbasa, kalabang ko pa yan sa UST. Siya yung abogado ng UST ron noong 79, 80, 81. Nung tinatayo namin yung first student council sa University Belt. Bawal pa noon ang student council. Kalabang ko si Narbasa. Siya ang legal counsel ng mga Dominikano
Di ba matanda
sa
na to?
UST. Noon.
Nabot mo pa?
Ha? Oh, siya yung abogado ng UST.
Abogado. Akala ko pareho kayong generasyon eh.
Hindi, naging Chief Justice
Di pa siya,
siya.
Kaya nga, ito si former Chief Justice Andres Narvasa
Andres
na
Narvasa.
lolo ni
Yung sa defense.
Attorney sa Carlo Narvasa of the Sara Duterte
Yeah,
Impeachment Council team.
Yung si Mr. Objection. Full object.
There you go. Bienvenido Tan. Ano siya dati, BIR? I forget. Anyway.
Oo, naging BIR yan. Yung
BIR,
panahon ni
diba?
Cory. Oo.
Arturo Custodio.
In any case, ito yung mga, these are the, parts of our history that we need to keep coming back to every
Na
now and
most-
then. Kasi marami na nakakalimot din.
Yeah, most of our youth ay hindi na alam yan. No? At hindi tinuturo sa eskwelahan yan. It's not part of the curriculum.
There's,
Yeah.
I always
History.
wondered bakit
Yeah.
Part
bakit
of
Mr.
history.
and Miss yung pangalan ng magazine na yan. Anybody know?
Hindi, it was it started as a lifestyle magazine, di ba?
the
Tapos naging-
This is
suddenly
Eggy Apostol, di ba?
political.
Tapos naging political, di ba? Wala pang inquiry
Si
nun, eh.
Eggy Apostol yung
If I remember right, di ba?
Mr.
Mogs?
Miss? Di ba
Si Eggy
panorama
Apostol
yun?
to.
Oo, si Eggy Apostol.
Naging kwan ako noon, staff ako noon, Philippine Times. Si Romel Coro, kilala mo yon, Mogs?
Oo, si
Philippine
Romel, oo.
Times noon. Tapos naging kwan din ako, nag-beat din ako sa We Forum kay Joe Burgos.
Kay Joe Burgos.
Mga 6 months lang. No? So, yun yung dahil
Pinasara
kala ko,
ni Marcos
dahil
dahil sa
journalism ako, tsaka head ng Journalism Society, yun yung aking small stint sa journalism. After nun, wala na.
Pinasara ni Marcos because of the publication of the medal story.
Yes.
And yet here you are, 43 years later.
43 years later, tumigil ako magsulat for 4 decades. Ngayon lang uli ako nagsulat. Oo, noon. Dati noon, araw-araw, puro sulat ka. Editor ka eh. Editor ka ng lahat ng dyaryo sa UST eh.
So, ang dami mong naloko, no?
Oo. Katulad si
Patty
Patty Paez. Sabi ko, huwag kayong graduate. No?
Yan tuloy,
Huwag-
tinutuon niya.
Hindi magandang graduate sa isang malakolonyal, malapyudal na sistema ng edukasyon. Ayun.
So, tinutuon niya. Teka, I don't think he wants that to be known.
Hindi, nung
Una,
una,
binulgar na niya eh.
sila Jim Libira, nakumbinsi ko rin. Pero hindi ko alam, nung
Bumalik siya.
umalis ako sa UST, graduate ang mga kokong.
Trumaydor, ha?
Oo,
Trumaydor.
mga taksil.
Mga taksil.
Mga taksil, oo.
Yun, si Lito Sulueta, hindi mo kasama.
Lito Sulueta, Glenda Gloria, no, yan. And,
Pero si Patrick at si Lito, mga training ko yan sa police.
sa polis, oh.
Ang mga bata
Ulit.
ni Mogs yan.
O kasi hindi pa sila graduate noon. Si Patrick, inassign ko yan sa Makati. Si Lito sa Paranaque. Yan.
Yan sila,
Si
attorney,
Benito na sa Quezon City.
sila attorney Tranquil. Yan yung mga pumalit sa amin sa Student Council. Si Tranquil.
Tranquil Salvador.
Oh, si Nilo Divina, board member yan sa Student Council namin, no? Yan.
Mogs, ibig mo sabihin, ikaw yung mentor.
Oo, ako parang boss na nun eh. Kasi
Police beat.
police reporter na ako nun eh. Sila bago pa lang.
So, ano mga pinagtuturo mo sa kanila?
Ha?
Ano mga pinagtuturo mo sa kanila?
Kung paano pumunta sa beer house.
At, mukhang hindi ata umandar kay Lito Sulueta yun eh.
Si Roy, ikaw rin ba nag-train kay Roy?
Ay, hindi. Si Roy kasi inquirer eh.
Oh, inquirer yun.
Si Lito at si Patrick sa Chronicle.
Chronicle.
Kaya hanggang
Kala mo-
ngayon, minumura nila ako. Dahil nakinig daw sila sa akin eh.
Well, anong
Hindi ko graduate.
wala na akong masabi dyan. But,
Enjoy naman, di ba? Na hindi graduate.
Dumadito ko eh.
Kaya, sa kapantaksil. Sabi ko pa sa kanila noon, ang journalist, hindi naman kailangan ng diploma ng mga yan. No? Hindi kailangan ng diploma yung mga yan. Di ba gano'n? Kumbinsi ko yung mga maraming journalism student na. Maliban kay Lito Sulueta.
During those times eh, alam niya nung journalist, hindi naman talaga gumraduate eh.
that's true. That's also true. Pero, iba na ngayon. But anyways, we have to take a quick break. You're watching StoryCon on One News. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got developing news in the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to the Story Conference. I'm Ed Lingao.
And Regina Lay still with us. Ronald Llamas, our resident political heckler. And One News defense editor Manny Mogoto on
The
Zoom.
one and only Mr. Manuel Mogato.
So, tapos na yung ating reminiscing.
We'll talk about some foreign affairs issues a little later on. But for now, let's bring in a spokesperson for the Philippine Air Force, Colonel Maria Cristina Basco. Good afternoon, Colonel. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Magandang hapon po, Colonel.
Good afternoon,
Colonel.
ma'am. Sir, magandang hapon po at sa lahat po na ating viewers po, magandang hapon po.
Opo. Colonel, thank you for joining us. Colonel, if you don't mind, I'll start off with something very basic. Kasi ang sabi po ni General Romero, siya po ay hindi nakatanggap ng Gold Cross Award. As far as your records are concerned po, wala ho ba siya talagang Gold Cross Award or meron?
Yes, sir, that is the part na kailangan nga po natin ma-verify using the official records, So, nga po, sinabi na nga po niya that the award identified was a gawad sa kapayapaan, which he said nga po that recognizes contribution dun sa acquisition ng C-130J for the Philippine Air Force.
I
Kaya po
understand po.
ngayon, yes po, the way forward for PAF today, the responsibility of the Air Force is to verify the actual award, its authority, and the documentation that's supporting yung pag-confer po at yung pagsuot po nito.
I understand po. I asked that po kasi we found at least 2 photos of him in uniform wearing both yung Gawad sa Kapayapaan at yung Gold Cross Award. Yung Gawad sa Kapayapaan with the blue background with a white stripe, and the Gold Cross Award, blue background with 3 narrow white stripes. So clearly po, he was wearing both anyway po, I ask you that kasi we suppose po that it's a bit easy naman to check kung siya yung nabigyan ng Gold Cross o hindi kasi that's a pretty easy way to that's a pretty easy thing to cross-check
Hindi ba check lang po yung database, Colonel?
Yes, that's why kaya nga po tayo nag-i-investigate nga po ngayon. And while the investigation is ongoing, hindi po natin gustong i-preempt po yung results. We want to make an extensive investigation para po we could have the proper disposition po afterwards.
So you mean, Colonel, after 5 days, we don't know yet if he was given a Gold Cross?
Ano po yun? It would take some time kasi nga po we are now having this investigation. So, hindi po natin pwede ma-preclude po yun. That's why we are having that.
How much longer do you anticipate before you have the results, Colonel?
I really can't say, ma'am. But rest assured po na simula nga po nung the public was discussing for this, we were already investigating it. As a matter of fact nga po, because of what happened, he was relieved of his position, of his designation as the Tactical Operations Wing
Of North Luzon.
Reserve Northern Luzon Commander, yes. So ano po yun, ganun po automatically yung ginagawa natin with person in uniform, whether active or reserve po, is being investigated. We relieve him muna po of his position so as not to affect the outcome of the investigation.
So,
Colonel, without telling us yung details ng investigation, ito kasi very graphic diba? Kita mo naman yung mga medalya na pinagmamalaki niya. At lumabas ito sa isang magazine.
Rising Tigers Magazine.
So, offhand, ang iniimbestigahan nyo ay paano siya nagkaroon ng ganong klaseng award? Parang settled na ba na meron nga siyang kinabit sa kanyang uniforme?
Yes, that is that is part of it po, sir, That is part of that extensive review nga po natin nung ating policies and records that concerns awards, yung badges, and insignia natin, particularly for our reservists.
Colonel, I hope you don't mind my saying this po, no? Pero ano po, medyo matagal na po para sa pag-check lamang kung nakakuha siya ng Gold Cross o hindi. Kasi po, di ba, mabilis lang po yan eh. Wala pang isang oras siguro if you, and I suppose you have the records because he did not retire a long time ago, kahapon lamang.
Opo, yes po. Alam niyo po yung process po ng investigation kasi hindi po ganun po kabilis, no? That's why nga po, before, rushing into this, yung outcomes po, we would not like to preclude the results. That's why it's still being investigated po.
Okay. Manny?
Bogs.
Colonel, meron kasing airman second class na kapangalan niya.
Michael Romero.
Oh, that was awarded a Gold Cross sa Palawan noong November 2020. Siya po ba yun?
Yes po, actually, that's also part of our investigation. But yung ano po kasi, si General Romero, when he joined the service as a reserve po, no, ito po, siya po yung isang ROTC graduate. And ROTC graduates po kasi are, if they wanted to activate their reservist, gusto nila maging active reserve kumbaga po, ano po yun, they apply po no, na ma-activate. So, nung time na po yun, by virtue of being an ROTC graduate pa po kasi, binibigyan po natin sila ng rango na enlisted.
Okay.
Airman second class.
Airman second class.
Opo. Ma'am, klaruhin ko lang po. When you said yes po, ang ibig niyo ba sabihin, yes po, that is being investigated, or yes po, nabigyan nga si Airman second class Michael Romero ng Gold Cross? Alin po doon yung yes po? Para lang po sigurado tayo.
Yung kanyang pong pagkatao na po, yung pangalan po niya,
Nasa po
yung
yun.
rango po niya. Yes, that's
Yung
it.
Airman
But
second
ano
class.
po, kaya nga po yung, with regards to the award, ayun po yung isang matter na kailangan po natin masusimbestigahan yun po.
Ma'am, tapos pakiklaro lamang po kasi sabi nga ninyo, relieved of his command sa Tactical Air Wing na reserve ng Northern Luzon. Pero as far as the Air Force is concerned, hindi naman po siya tinanggalan ng rango. Tama ho ba? As far as the Air Force is concerned.
Yes, sir. Opo, sa ngayon po kasi, technically po kasi, hawak pa rin po ng men in uniform who is being investigated ang kanyang current rank. Yung designation lang po niya muna yung
kanyang posisyon.
tatanggalin.
Opo, ang kanyang posisyon.
So, hawak pa din po niya yun, yes po. Para po hindi na po maka-apekto dun po sa investigasyon na nangyayari.
Colonel, meron bang ganitong precedent na nangyari in the past? At ano yung naging response kung meron?
I have to check on that po, sir, with our reservists and retirees affairs, no? So,
Okay.
I'll get back to you, sir.
Pero Colonel, parang ang bilis ng promotion ni dating Congressman Romero, no? Kasi nung 2024, full colonel siya, tapos nung 2025, first quarter, general na. Parang ang bilis ata. Wala akong
Wala pa
alam
isang
na...
taon.
Oo, na ganyan, nakakabilis na ma-promote to general, no? Meron bang time and grade dyan sa military, maski sa reservice? Gano'ng katagal?
May minimum ho ba?
O may minimum?
Sa
time and grade?
reservice po kasi, sir, ano yan po, it's a different process. But then, it is being, tayo po kasi sa military, we follow this process, no? This administrative process. And kapag ito po yung application po natin, it goes on to the Commission on Appointment. So, kumbaga, na-verify naman po ng Commission on Appointment, kaya po, the process went through and these are supported by orders po. So, yun din po ang mga, among the other things that we're also studying.
Yeah, ma'am, but I think yung tanong po ni Mr. Manny Mogato is it unusual? I get po yung punto ninyo na ang Commission on Appointments yung nag-approve. Pero siyempre po, that's on recommendation of the AFP. Kasi malay ba naman ng CA kung sino itong mga ina-approve nila eh. Ito bang pag-promote kay General Romero ay unusual in the sense na wala pang isang taon from Colonel naging General? O ito po ba'y typical?
Kasi may
Ayun
timing
nga
grade,
po.
di ba?
Opo, ayun po yung, kaya nga po, nagkakaroon po tayo ng extensive investigation also para po mas maayos po natin yung mga rules and regulations po that, kumbaga ma-update po natin, para ma-ensure po natin that these are the proper updated rules and regulation when it comes to promotion. So, kumbaga ito naman po kasi, sir, is covered po ng mga orders eh. Hindi po natin questionin po yan. Pero kailangan nga rin po natin pag-aralan and iniimbestigahan po.
Ma'am, sige po, bibitawan ko muna yung promotion and all. Ang tanong ko lang po siguro at this point anong kanyang status kasi as of yesterday, ang sabi niya siya po ay retiring o magre-retiro na siya doon, i-retiro na niya yung kanyang ranggo. Is he retirable na ho ba? As far as the AFP Reserve Force is concerned, pwede na mag-retire ng ganun kabilis, ganun kaaga? Or does he have to resign?
Ano po yun, sir? Retirement and resignation are distinct modes po yan ng disposition.
Opo, okay ba?
So, para po sa reservist, sir, ang pag-retirement age po nila is dapat po 65 years old.
65.
Or 20 years ata, or 20 years in service. Di po ba?
Hindi po na gagamitin po natin dun sa status niya will depend dun po sa disposition kung ano po yung i-approve po ng proper authority po natin.
Yes, ma'am. What I mean to ask is can he retire already or must he resign? Kasi sabi nga ninyo, those are two distinct things.
Opo, ayun na nga po, that's why we need to really investigate nga po. Pero doon nga po sa tanong ninyo na if he could be considered as a retiree po, na retired reserve, under the regulations, hindi po.
Hindi.
So, kaya po kailangan po natin yung pag-aralan po yung disposition po niya talaga.
Okay, at least yung pumalinaw. So at this point, hindi pa siya retirable, kumbaga? Tama ho ba?
Resign.
Opo, sir.
So he has
Kasi
to
alam ko,
resign.
65 sa reservice, tsaka or 20 years of service sa military.
Yeah.
Kasi yung po sinabi niya sa kanyang pahayag, he is retiring. Magkaiba nga yung dalawa.
Yeah.
Opo. Yes, sir.
Pasensya na, Colonel, because this has raised a lot of questions among active and retired military personnel din, no? Some of whom Ed has also spoken to. Lalo na because this surfaced because of that photo that went viral. Yung katabi niya si General Antonio Navarrete, who we all know has been in active service for a very long time, I think over 30 years. Tapos, the optics of it look bad, especially if di pa confirmed that he has received all those medals and badges, right? So, I mean, could you confirm where this photo was taken and how it came to be that he's standing next to General Navarrete?
Tama po, ma'am, that was taken po nung yung confirmation nila.
This is during the CA hearing.
Yes
Senado
po,
siguro.
to CA. Ayun nga po, and we understand and we recognize that this public discussion surrounding his military service, especially pertaining po dun sa awards and budget, nakita-kita nga po dun sa photograph, this prompted question. Kaya nga po, ang ginagawa po ngayon ng Philippine Air Force is mag-undertake po tayo ng review ng policies and records, particularly concerning to awards, badges, and insignias for reservists. So, ito po, importantly po, itong investigation po natin, it's not intended to prejudge any individual, but to establish the facts and ensure na makapag-comply po tayo sa regulations and policies po natin.
Okay.
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 Well, pasensya na po medyo makulit kami pero alam mo naman po medyo sensitive na issue sa maraming tao lalo na sa mga active duty. I suppose pati ho kayo medyo sensitive rin sa inyo ito.
A lot of people have been unhappy about it.
Understand po.
May pabol po.
Last.
May pabol.
Tatanong ko lang kay Colonel kung yung bang command pilot badge honorary o na-earn through service.
Sir, yung honorary badge is may be afforded po, may be given. May be
Okay.
given po to the service po ng ating mga major service commander. So, ano po yun? Okay lang po na maibigay po
Okay
yun
lang
sa
yun.
mga
Oo.
service po. Yes po, yes sir.
Colonel,
Okay.
panghuli na rin. Kasama ba dito sa inyong investigation yung pagkausap dun sa mga totoong nagkaroon ng Gold Medal Awards? Kasama ba
Gold
sila?
Cross.
Gold Cross
May
Awards.
gold medal.
No? Gold Cross Awards.
Kanina yun.
Kasama ba sila rito sa prosesong dinadaanan nyo? Dahil may mga ilang kasi na nagsalita na sharply and negatively. Yung mga tunay na dumaan sa sakripisyo, labanan,
butas ng karayom.
heroism.
Combat.
No? Kasama ba sila sa mga kinakausap dito sa investigasyon?
Kaya nga po, ito po sa Air Force lang po na level nga po itong nagsimula. Pero ang magandang ginagawa po natin is the ASP is really looking into this, the totality of the policy. So, ayun nga po, hindi ko lang po talaga mape-preempt at that will be included most probably po. Ano po. So, it's not just for the Air Force po, sir. It would be, the whole AFP would be really looking to studying these policies po.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. Sige.
Okay.
Salamat.
Okay,
Salamat.
thank you.
We'll leave
Thank you,
that
Colonel.
there. Philippine Air Force spokesperson Colonel Maria Cristina Basco. Salamat, ma'am.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon po.
Thank you po.
Okay, so the reason we brought in
Mr.
Manny
Magoto.
Magoto today was not to greet him happy birthday
May reason?
Or-
May reason?
or singilin yung pansit, pero may foreign affairs issue kasi with Malaysia. Issue? Can I call it
Yes.
issue? May konting tension with Malaysia.
Kiss-kiss.
Kwento mo, Mogs.
Okay, kasi early this week, merong budget engagement sa Kuala Lumpur at si Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, siya rin ang Finance Minister, humingi ng additional funding sa kanilang parliament, no? Kasi worried daw ang Malaysia dahil nag-expand ang US sa Pilipinas, no? At ang sabi niya, gumagawa ng malaking Air Force base at naval base sa Balabac Island, no? Yung Balabac Island sa may southern part ng Palawan,
Palawan.
is less than 30 minutes away from Sabah, no? At ang sinasabi ni Prime Minister Anwar na merong active claim ang Pilipinas sa Sabah. Kaya sila nag-worry na lumalakas ang Pilipinas sa tulong ng Amerika. Kaya sabi niya, humingi sila ng pera para gumawa din ng sariling base, no? Actually, may submarine base na yung Malaysia dyan sa Sabah at meron na rin Air Force base, no? Kasi kung maalala nyo, na nung 2013 ay nilusob yan ng mga
Lahad datu.
upang MNLF, no? Parang gustong bawiin yung Sabah ng mga bataan ni Sultan Kiram, no? So, dahil dyan, nag-increase na po ng presence ang Malaysian Armed Forces. Pero ngayon to, bago na naman to, na ginagawang dahilan ni Prime Minister Anwar yung Sabah claim na at ginagawang base nga ng Amerika at ng Pilipinas itong Balabac, kaya humingi siya ng suporta, no? Pero actually medyo paliwas itong sinasabi ni Prime Minister Anwar, no? Kasi within Southeast Asia nagdududa na nga ang mga allies at partners ng Amerika kung gaano committed ang Washington sa defense ng region dahil number one, pinul out ni Donald Trump yung USS George Washington, no? At dinala sa Middle East, sa Iran, no? At number two, binawasan niya yung exercises sa South Korea.
Correct.
No? Itong ba na to? Dahil
Yung joint exercises,
South
yeah.
Korea daw ayaw tumulong sa Amerika dyan sa Iran. So kung ang karamihan ng bansa sa Southeast Asia ay nagdududa na, no, sa commitment ng Amerika, Ito namang Malaysia ay natatakot dahil nag-expand daw ang Amerika
Yeah.
dito sa may Southern Palawan. Yeah.
Pero
Thank-
Mogs,
thank
meron
you,
nga ba?
Mogs.
Meron nga bang base na tinatayo ang mga Amerikano at saka Pilipino doon sa Balabac?
Meron kasi nagsimula yan, wala nung una, wala pang American participation, gumagawa na ng air base at naval base yung Philippines dyan sa Balabac. Kasi alam mo yung Balabac, choke point yan eh. Choke point yan. Dyan dumataan yung aircraft carrier ng China. No?
Yeah.
Papasok dyan sa may Sibuto, lalabas sa Pacific Ocean. No? So,
It's a very
gumawa
narrow
na-
choke point.
Oo, choke point. So, gumawa na ng base yung Pilipinas using, DPWH fund.
Thank you, Mogs. Political pundit, paki-recap. Kasi text ka ng text. what did he say?
Napalo ka tuloy ng
Ngayon ko lang nakita
principal.
yung mga pictures nung pinapakita dyan kanina.
Paki-recap nga po, if you were listening.
May recitation ka kayo,
April last year, na-meet ko si Anwar Ibrahim.
Kaya sabi na nga.
At saka yung members ng kanyang cabinet. Ang kinausap ko sila tungkol sa West Philippine Sea, Chinese aggression. Ang sabi nila, as far as we are concerned, the only tension in the South China Sea is between the Philippines and China. So, ibig sabihin, malinaw yung kanilang
Posisyon,
pagtingin dito.
oo.
Oo. Because Malaysia can have its cake and eat it too. No, nakakapag-drill sila, hinaharas sila ng China pero hindi sila nagpapaharas. Pero at the same time, nakikinabang sila dun sa mga
Investments.
sa mga investment, tsaka trade, like Indonesia and Vietnam. Yun yung kanilang kwan. Kaya very sensitive sila dun sa binabanggit ni Mogs na presence ng US dito dahil ayaw nilang, kinakabahan sila na baka lalo na head tayo ng ASEAN at this point, chairman tayo, baka yung tension ay madamay sila. No?
And in fact, I was very startled to listen to an Al Jazeera interview with Anwar Ibrahim, just posted just yesterday, wherein he said all of this daw, the so-called the tensions with China is just Western phobia daw. He said that's just caused by Western media. That's just Western phobia, and every time there have been incidents, that China is willing to engage naman daw with them and with ASEAN. Which tells me that there is a very clear divide now in ASEAN when it comes to China and the US. Huwag na tayo magpanggap na we're gonna get consensus that we are going to come together as a bloc and, engage with China and the US together as a bloc. It's
May element din yan ng domestic politics. Dahil yung pinaltan ni Anwar Ibrahim,
Si Mahathir.
is very anti-China. No? Marami nga siyang projects na big ticket na kinancel niya with China. At yung kanyang finance minister, si Lim Guan Eng, ay naban sa China. Naging persona ng
Yeah.
grata
Yeah.
sa China. Dahil siya yung nag-implement ng decision ng Malaysian government na putulin yung mga big ticket projects nila with China. Kaya may ganung element din ito.
So same as us, when we swing
Yes.
either way, diba?
Oo.
It undoes a lot of
Yes.
foreign policy.
Huwag niyong kalimutan, si Mahathir yung nagpakulong kay Anwar
Yes.
before. No? So may ganung klaseng dynamics din yan. Parang iba yung gusto ni Anwar na legacy kumpara kay
And then
Mahathir.
when Anwar came back, of course, niya, he dismantled the Mahathir
Yes,
legacy. That was
infrastructure.
part of it.
Even yung mga policy position niya, halimbawa, vis-a-vis China. No, vis-a-vis China. Kaya, ilan taon na ba si Mahathir? 100 plus na rin yata.
101?
Si Enrile.
Oo.
101?
Nagpas na
102?
kay Enrile.
Oo.
Nagpas na kay Enrile si Mahathir.
Mogs, pero yung tinatayo sabi mo sa Balabac Island, this is covered by what? Kasi I don't remember it being part of EDCA, is it?
Hindi, kasi nung una, Philippines lang ang gumagawa dyan. Pero sumama na yung Amerika. Kasi sabi ng Amerika, part ng EDCA kasi Palawan daw. Kasi hindi lang naman sa Puerto Princesa merong US presence, no? Sa ibang parte ng Palawan, na may ginagawang air base, no? At naval base, lalo dun sa Oyster Bay, nandun na rin yung yung Amerika.
So-
Talaga nag-expand yung Amerika.
So it's gonna be part of EDCA?
Magiging part ng EDCA yan. Oo.
But is it or is it only going to be part pa lang of
Alam
EDCA?
ko hindi
Kasi we
pa
haven't
kasama
heard of it
eh. Oo.
Kasi ang EDCA, nung nag-agree sila, dati, nung panahon ni General Katapang, Puerto Princesa lang.
Yeah, PPC.
Oo, pero dahil nag-expand nga, no, maraming activities dyan sa Palawan na may mga airbase na ginagawa, no. Alam ko sa ang banda sa may bandang Central Palawan, saka yung tinatawag na Oyster Bay, no. Nandiyan na
Oyster
kasi
Bay, oo.
yung US trainers, no. Tinitrain yung Philippine Navy on how to operate yung surface drone at underwater drone na binigay nila, no. So sa Oyster Bay yan. So pati itong sa Balabac, meron na rin silang presence.
Yeah, I have seen several Coast Guard stations on Balabac. I'm looking at Google Map, Google Earth right now, but
Pwede ba natin i-pull up yung Google Earth?
I
para
haven't hindi, masyado malit.
No, on the big screen.
No, sila yung touchscreen nito. Ano nga
Huwag muna tayo well, we don't have to make that
okay.
public.
Saka baka may hindi din activated to eh.
Actually, nung martial law, yung isang training ground ng mga anti-Marcos
Amen.
forces noon. Hindi. Mga Social Democrats
Oh.
ay Sabah.
Yung grupo ni Intengan.
Sa Jampiras.
O, Jampiras.
Sila,
Sa Jampiras.
Lupisuari.
Hindi. Oo.
Saka si
Kasama sila ron.
Tsaka si Gonzales, Norberto.
Si
Si Norberto Gonzales.
Norby.
pero nakakaya kasi si Norberto.
Sabi na nga
Kaya
eh.
si Intengan lang ang binabanggit ko
Si
no?
Intengan lang.
Parang,
Ikaw biased ka?
parang binigyan kami ng isang kampo ng MNLF nung
Bias
panahon
ka
na
daw,
yan.
bias.
Nung panahon na yan. No? Kaya medyo historically, maraming mga grupo yung nagtitraining dyan sa Sabah. Meron nung panahon nga na yon, 1980, 81, may mga kwampe. Tamil, may kampo ang Tamil.
Sri Lanka Tamils.
May kampo pa ang Mujahideen. Nung panahon na yan, kalaban pa ng Mujahideen ang Russia. No? Tapos makikita mo, mga nagtitrain, mga mercenaries. Halimbawa, yung ETA Basque Group sa Spain, nandyan sila. So, halo-halo yung mga kampo dyan dati sa Sabah. Tapos fast forward, no, nung panahon ni Pinoy ay pinapunta ko diyan para i-explore yung possibility na magtayo ng consulate of Sabah para hindi ma-sacrifice yung ating claims. Kasama ko noon si Ambassador Malaya na ngayon ay ambassador na sa Netherlands at kapatid ni Yusek Malaya
Jonathan
ng
Malaya.
NSA dati. No?
Si Edgar Malay, ambassador.
Yes.
Si
Maraming ginawang libro yon tungkol sa EDCA. No? Si Ambassador Malaya. So, nagbubuo sana kami dyan para maservisyohan dahil more than 1 million yung Pinoy dyan eh. Sa Sabah.
Oh,
Iranon, Tausug.
Dami
no?
Tausug
Ang
dyan.
lapit lang actually. I was looking it up on Google Map. Ang lapit
So,
lang.
paano natin siservisyohan yung ating mga citizens na nandyan? Mahigit 1 milyon ha? Dami.
Tambay ka lang sa Sandakan, ang daming tausog.
Yes. Kaya nga fast forward, yung lumusob dyan yung mga tausug, hindi yun MNLF eh. Marami sa kanila dating MNLF. Pero hindi yun desisyon ng MNLF. Desisyon yun ng Sultanate. Sultan Kiram.
Kiram.
Yung pumunta sila dyan, mga 200 na mga fighters. Yung unang casualty ron, mga Malaysian police eh. Dahil yung mga Malaysian police tsaka soldiers, hindi sanay sa gera. Unlike yung mga lumusob ng mga tausug. Mga battle-tested yun eh. No? At humihingi nga ng meeting yung special branch, yung intelligence group ng Malaysia noon. Hindi namin kinol dahil kahit mali yung ginawa ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino, ayaw naman namin na parang makipag-coordinate sa Malaysian government para supilin. Kaya medyo delicate yun nung panahon na yun. No? Nung panahon na yun. Maraming mga meetings noon.
But you know, Mogs, the idea na i-include siya as one of the EDCA sites, I don't think mahirapan sila to make that happen. Hindi ba? There will be...
Ay, madali lang.
There will be...
Kasi-
Hindi, unless they do it secretly.
Invested kasi yung Amerika dyan sa choke point na yan eh.
Pero don't they have to tweak the agreement?
Hindi na. Kasi alam mo, maraming lugar sa Pilipinas na nandun yung mga Amerikano na hindi EDCA sites like Batanes.
Batanes, I was gonna
EDCA
say,
site
may
yan.
forward operating base na doon.
Oo, Lawag, hindi rin ano yan, EDCA site, no? Yung nagpuputok sila ng typhoon, missile dyan sa Tacloban,
Batanes.
hindi rin EDCA site yan.
Sa Batanes, may typhoon na.
actually, the whole Philippine area is already an EDCA site.
Yun yung headline natin.
You know,
The whole Philippines is already...
I just found an airstrip sa Balabac Island. I don't know if this is...
Di ba matagal na yan?
Ano talaga?
Yung pala... Yung
Oo,
airstrip.
ginagamit ni Danding dati yan eh.
Kasama ang airstrip?
Matagal na yan.
Oh, ginagamit ni Danding. Kaya lang, pina-expand na yan para makalapag yung malaking aeroplano.
Yung military plane.
Mga C-130.
Oh, ito, Candaraman Airstrip. Tapos across that, merong isang pantalan kung saan merong mukhang may vessel na may helipad.
Di, tsaka
Google
madaling-
Earth ka ba?
Madaling ko
Yeah.
yan. Madaling i-expand yan. Dahil hindi naman DPWH yung gagawa.
Tsaka hindi naman flood control, di ba?
Balik na naman
Hindi,
tayo
pero,
sa
yung,
floods.
pero yung earthwork dyan, DPWH money.
Kasi yung AFP did not get a big budget.
Oh, wala.
Halos wala.
Oh, di ba? Pero ano yan, ginagawa nila for the military.
Kanya nga kakasuhan nila ang BCDA.
So you
Then, tsaka
mean...
hindi lang sa Balabac, ano? Yung mga Amerikano, marami ding coastal radio station dyan sa may bandang Sulu hanggang Basilan, no? Yan yung Coastwatch South na tinayo nila ng 2004. No? Monitoring station yan. Sabi nila noon, para bantayan daw yung Abu Sayyaf na tumatawid sa Sabah at sa Sulu at Tawi-Tawi. Pero yung mga coastal station nila, nakaharap dyan sa sa dinadaanan ng Chinese aircraft carrier.
You mean to say, if they do include it as an EDCA site, pwedeng tahimik lang, they do it secretly? Because
Oh, yes.
pag na-publicize yan, for sure there will be huge opposition to it. This would be the 10th EDCA site.
Maski naman hindi EDCA site yan, di ba? Parang
Yun na rin
sinasabi
yun.
ko nga, sa Batanes, sa Lawag, meron silang presence.
Yeah, sabagay, it's true. They've added more and more without having declared them as EDCA sites.
Yung Clark at Subic, hindi rin EDCA site yan, pero madalas sila dyan, no? Actually, yung mga P-8 Poseidon ng Amerika, lumalanting sa Clark, no? At yung mga US submarine nasa Subic.
Subic.
Oo. Tapos yung bagong development na mag-deploy ang US Coast Guard ng cutter dyan sa Subic.
Sa Subic din. Well, di
Subic
ba they're
din.
building an ammunitions hub in Subic to cater to both Philippines and the US. The US is running out of artillery, missiles. And when
Ubus sa Iran.
when I spoke to Philippine ambassador to the US, Babes Romualdez, last week, sabi niya tuloy pa rin yung ammunitions hub. Although he didn't give a timeline for it, it's underway. Yeah. So talagang Subic is lots of American presence there.
O tsaka remember na nag-promise yung Amerika na will increase their missile defense sa Pilipinas. So merong additional na HIMARS tsaka Nemesis na darating sa Pilipinas.
Ang problema, Mogs, yung mga missile systems kasi, ang crucial kasi dyan is the supply. Paano, isang salvo lang yan, ilang minuto, ubos yan eh. No?
Well,
At
that's
yun
why
yung-
naubos nila
yun yung-
in Iran.
Yun yung kulang eh. Kasi in
Last
short
year.
supply sila ngayon dahil sa Iran.
Yeah, exactly.
No? Kaya nga yung aircraft carrier nila sa Mediterranean,
Hindi ma-pull out.
no? Nag-aalsa na yung mga sundalo.
Hindi makalaba eh.
250 days.
Yung mga
Kaya pinadala.
Abraham Lincoln, paalis na.
Oo, kaya-
Paalis na yung Abraham Lincoln. Pero
Yes.
kapalit ng bagong aircraft carrier.
Yung nag-iisang aircraft carrier sa Asia, papunta na ron. No? Kaya for now, walang aircraft carrier ang US sa Asia. sa buong Asia.
Actually, dalawa yung nasa Asia eh. Parehong nasa Iran na.
Kaya nga.
Nasa
Wala nang
Western
natira, wala nang naiwan dito.
Which is, wait, what month is it? August, nag-umpisa yung war, end of February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So as early as March or April, there were questions being raised already, whether it means na the U.S. will have to pull their ships away from Indo-Pacific towards the Middle East. So ito na nga, it has happened.
Yes.
Hindi lang yan, Reds, yung sa South Korea, pinil out nila yung Jeter high altitude missile, no? Na for protect us sa South Korea against
Oo.
ballistic missile ng North, no? Pinalis na rin yan sa sa South Korea. Nasa nasa Middle East na.
All because ayaw tulungan ng South Korea ang US when it comes to Iran. So Trump was very angry about that.
Parang wala namang gustong tumulong sa US.
Kaya nga, Europe has said
Israel
no as
lang.
well.
Israel
Canada
lang.
has said no. Israel lang. And because they have vested interests, of course. But that is the reality.
Pero anong tingin mo, Mogs? Paano nga, wala ka nung forum kay Undersecretary Colby. Di ba?
Oo.
Ah.
Pero narinig ko yung speech niya, sabi niya
Parang,
they remain committed in the region, no?
lagi naman nila
Pero-
sinasabi yun eh.
Oo, ang importante dyan,
Oo.
show, not tell, di ba?
Oo.
Kita nyo, huwag yung daldal lang, di ba?
Oo, kaya hindi nga kami tinawag ni Reg at saka ni Raisa Robles, tataas kami ng kamay, wala tumawag sa amin.
Baka kasi ngayon sutin.
Parang nababasa sa amin tot bubbles kung ano itatanong namin eh.
No, but the important thing there is the Department of War Undersecretary Colby did not mention China by name. Although, of course, he said the usual things, which is we remain committed to Indo-Pacific, to our allies in like the Philippines and Japan and so on and so forth. There was no mention of China, and this is coming shortly after the incidents at Scarborough.
O yung, water cannon.
Hindi lang yung water cannon, yung small boat and the pinupok yung soldier.
Saan yan? Sa
Yung
Sa
naputok
Yungin.
yung ulo.
Ay, sa Yungin pala.
Yun, oh.
Yes, sa Yungin.
Alam ko-
Second Thomas Shoal. And then secondly, somebody in the audience did ask whether the U.S. would still come to the defense of the Philippines if something happens between China and the Philippines. And, ang sagot lang niya around that was, generally speaking, he didn't want to comment on it kasi it's a hypothetical, but came back to his talking points around being committed. We want to see, shared burden sharing between the U.S. and allies, etc., etc. So yun.
Gusto nila,
tax budget
dagdagan
muna.
ng Pilipinas yung defense budget
Yes.
to 6% of GDP.
I asked Ambassador Romualdez about this. Sabi ko, there's no way that we can do that. I mean, you can see how much in debt we are, right? And sabi niya,
Yeah.
the U.S. will not hold us to that, feeling niya, because they have very strong ties with Washington. I don't know how.
Merong hindi binanggit si Colby eh.
It's very arbitrary, right? Just the same way the tariffs are. It's very arbitrary. So
We're
I
good
guess,
friends.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
expect them to impose more tariffs. We're not that friendly pala.
Ang isang hindi binanggit ni Colby, yung usual na binabanggit nila sa kanyang mga fora, yung ironclad.
Ironclad committed.
Ironclad.
Committed pa rin, pero hindi na
Mutual-
ironclad.
Oo. Tsaka,
Guardian flood.
tsaka sabi ni Colby, Mogs, sabi niya, we walk silently and carry the biggest stick. Manifest destiny na manifest destiny. Theodore Roosevelt. No?
Roosevelt, but it also reminds me of Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny.
Ang problema,
I speak softly, but I carry a bigger stick.
ito hindi big stick, the biggest stick. Ang tanong lang, did the biggest stick work in Iran?
No,
Hindi.
and there are U.S. Media reports saying that Trump is lashing out at his officials and his cabinet secretaries because wala silang exit plan when it comes to Iran. He's getting increasingly frustrated by this.
Yes. Once in a while nga, nagtathreaten pa siya ng nuclear attack. Can you imagine?
But
Can you imagine yung fallout no, sa buong Middle East? No? Magkakatabi yun. Actually, pati Israel tatamaan ng
goodness.
nuclear fallout.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well documented by now naman na
Ang problema,
Iran caught them off guard.
ang problema, the one holding the red and blue
You know nga,
button
eh. Bot. Go. Nuclear.
is not as normal as Ed Lingao.
That's so tragic.
Even that I will contest.
That's so tragic.
Or Manny Bogato. No?
Even that we will contest.
Di bale, malapit na midterm election eh.
So magkakaalaman na in midterm elections
Oo.
Oo nga.
how much more power he will have going into the second half of his presidency.
But
Yun
would
nga
that
sana-
matter to him?
Yun sana yung isa ko itatanong. Dahil sabi kasi nila, ang foreign policy namin is a foreign policy of realism, pragmatism, di ba? Ganun. Ano ba isa? Isa, tatlo yung
Pragmatic realism.
Oo. So, tatanong ko sana, will the midterm election affect your foreign policy of realism, pragmatism? Kaso wala, taas kami ng kumain ni Reg, hindi kami tinatawag. Ang tinawag si Professor.
No,
Donato.
no. Of course it will
Alam mo,
affect it.
alam mo ah.
Of course it will affect it. I mean, if the Democrats gain more seats, that's a check on his power, diba? Do you think they will authorize, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 billion dollars more
Yeah.
to fund this
There
war?
might even be a third impeachment.
Well,
May
we'll
hawak
see.
na si Trump ng record second impeachment ha.
Parang si ano dito.
Baka mangyari pa third impeachment, no?
Speaking of
Tatalo
impeachment,
ni Sara.
Ha?
Tatalo ni Sara.
yeah.
Oh, ito.
Speaking of impeachment, our coverage of the impeachment trial continues on Monday, right here on StoryCon. But for
Mag-goodbye na
now,
tayo. Ay, talaga.
mag-goodbye na kami.
Binahaba niyo pa yung weekend natin eh.
Thank you for joining StoryCon today, Ronald Llamas, our resident political, whatever,
At
tropical storm.
At least hindi na typhoon.
Oh, yeah.
Typhoon na lang.
Typhoon
Typhoon.
missile. Typhoon missile.
Typhoon,
Papa.
Butay.
And Manny Mogato, our One News Defense editor. Join us again on Monday, 4 p.m. for StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, kapatid. We are One News, your side, all the time.
Kala ko, sasabihin nyo kayo.
This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.